In the glittering, often fleeting world of Hollywood, some love stories manage to shine brighter and last longer than anyone expects. They become landmarks for what a real partnership looks like against a backdrop of fame and public scrutiny. For more than 30 years, the gold standard for that kind of love has been Pierce Brosnan and Keely Shaye Smith. Their connection is legendary, a bond forged after a terrible tragedy and strengthened through decades of shared joy and unwavering respect. But the story of a great team is almost always a story of compromise. It's a tale of two individual paths merging and personal ambitions being reshaped for a shared future. For years, one half of this iconic couple has held a story that the public has mostly overlooked. It's the story of a woman who was on her own trajectory to stardom, a trailblazer with a voice that was respected and growing louder every year. This is the story of the life Keely Shaye Smith was building before she became Mrs. Brosnan, and the quiet, powerful reality of the path she chose to leave behind. Now, looking back, the full picture of what she gave up, not with regret, but with the profound weight of a life-altering choice, makes their love story not just admirable, but truly extraordinary. For over 2 decades, they've been the couple everyone looks to for what real love looks like in Hollywood. Pierce Brosnan, the suave super spy, and Keely Shaye Smith, the woman who captured his heart. We see them on red carpets, hands intertwined, with smiles that are clearly genuine. We read his poetic tributes to her, calling her his North Star, the anchor of his life. But behind the story, everyone thinks they know, lies an incredible, unseen sacrifice. Because before she stood beside a Hollywood legend, Keely was on track to become one herself. And now, the story of what she gave up is finally coming into focus. Before the world knew her as the woman who made James Bond weak in the knees, Keely Shaye Smith was a force to be reckoned with. Born in Vallejo, California, she had ambitions as deep as the Pacific Ocean she grew up next to. She wasn't just a pretty face, though she certainly was one, starting her career with some modeling and acting. She even appeared in the hit MTV music video for Stuck With You by Huey Lewis in the News and had a role on the daytime drama General Hospital. But for Keely, these were just stepping stones. Her true passion was in something far more substantial. She was a journalist, and a very good one at that. Her resume reads like that of a serious correspondent. For 6 years, she was the environmental correspondent for ABC's The Home Show, a role that earned her 2 Genesis Awards and a Special Achievement Award. She wasn't just reporting on light topics. She was tackling real issues, advocating for environmental justice long before it was a mainstream celebrity cause. She was a correspondent for the primetime NBC hit Unsolved Mysteries, a job that put her in the national spotlight. She also served as an entertainment correspondent for top-tier programs like NBC's Today Show and CBS's Entertainment Tonight. This wasn't just a hobby. It was a high-trajectory career. Keely was building a reputation as a smart, versatile, and passionate journalist who could navigate both serious environmental reporting and the fast-paced world of entertainment news. She wasn't just interviewing stars. She was becoming one herself, recognized for her talent and dedication. Outside of her on-camera work, her passion was activism. She was a producer, creating and hosting an eco-friendly PBS show called Home Green Home, and she was a powerful voice for organizations like the Natural Resources Defense Council. Can you imagine the drive and ambition it takes to build a career that multifaceted? Keely Shaye Smith wasn't waiting for her moment. She was building her own stage, crafting a legacy based on her intelligence and her work ethic. She was on a clear path to becoming a major figure in American journalism and advocacy, and it was right at that pivotal moment, as her own star was rising, that a chance meeting on a beach in Mexico changed everything. The year was 1994. The place was Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. Keely Shaye Smith was on assignment as a TV correspondent, scheduled to interview actor Ted Danson, but fate had other ideas. The interview fell through, but at a party, Keely met another actor, Pierce Brosnan. To understand just how significant this meeting was, you have to understand the man Keely met. That night, this wasn't the confident, carefree Pierce the world would soon know as James Bond. This was a man still reeling from an unimaginable tragedy. Just 3 years earlier, in 1991, he had lost his first wife, Australian actress Cassandra Harris, to ovarian cancer. They had been married for 11 years, and he had adopted her 2 children, Charlotte and Christopher, raising them alongside their son, Sean. Cassandra's death had shattered him. He spoke openly about the terrible loss and his struggle with grief. He was a single father, trying to navigate Hollywood while holding his family together. By his own admission, he didn't think he would ever find love again. This was the Pierce Brosnan that Keely met, not a suave super spy but a wounded widower. She later recalled her first impression to People magazine, noting that while he was captivating, tall, dark, and handsome, she saw something deeper. She saw a mischievous sparkle in his eyes, a flicker of the man beneath the weight of his grief. Their connection was immediate. A few days later, they had their first date. As Keely described it, they sat down under the stars, and he held my hand. There were fireworks going off over our heads, and Kenny Loggins was singing. We talked until 3 in the morning. It sounds like a movie, but it was real. In Keely, Pierce found something he thought was gone forever. Hope. He would later say, "I found a great woman in Keely Shaye. Not if I searched a million times over would I find one as good." He was completely smitten and started sending her plane tickets to join him wherever he was filming. For Pierce, Keely was a lifeline, but for Keely, this incredible love story presented a monumental choice. Her career was taking off. She was an independent, successful woman with a demanding job. Falling in love with Pierce Brosnan wasn't just a matter of the heart. It was a collision of two completely different worlds. His world involved global superstardom, months-long film shoots, and a family that desperately needed healing and stability. To build a life with him would require more than just love. It would require a total recalibration of her world. The path she was so brilliantly carving for herself was now intersecting with one that demanded a different kind of strength and presence. The choice wasn't made in a single moment, but in thousands of small decisions that followed that. Night under the Mexican stars. This is the part of the story that rarely gets told in the glowing anniversary posts. This is the quiet, profound choice at the center of one of Hollywood's most celebrated love stories. So, what exactly did Keely Shaye Smith give up? It wasn't a single, dramatic moment of quitting. It was something more subtle. The slow, steady, letting go of the incredible momentum she had built in her career. Think about the life of a frontline correspondent or an investigative journalist. All paths Keely was on. Those careers demand an almost all-consuming dedication. They require you to be able to drop everything for a story, with long hours and unpredictable schedules. This was the world Keely was excelling in, winning awards and gaining influence. Now, contrast that with the life taking shape with Pierce. In 1995, just a year after they met, he was cast as James Bond in GoldenEye. His fame exploded to a level few people ever experience. The demands on his time were immense, with filming taking him across the globe. At the same time, he was a father to 3 children who had already endured the devastating loss of their mother. His life needed an anchor. His family needed a bedrock of stability. Keely became that anchor. The choice wasn't a me or your career ultimatum from Pierce. By all accounts, he's always been her biggest supporter. It was a choice dictated by their reality. Could she have continued as a globe-trotting correspondent while raising a family with James Bond? Could she pursue immersive documentary subjects while her husband was filming for months and their children needed a parent at home? The answer became clear over time. Their first son, Dylan, was born in 1997, followed by Paris in 2001. Keely's focus naturally shifted. The award-winning journalist, slowly, quietly, took a step back. Her work didn't stop. She focused on passion projects, like her powerful documentary, Poisoning Paradise, which exposed environmental issues in their adopted home of Hawaii. But it was work that could fit around her husband's demanding schedule and their family's needs. The truth is, she traded the fast track for a different path. She exchanged the potential of becoming a household name in journalism for a quieter, more private role. She became the steadfast center of their family, providing the stability that allowed Pierce's career to flourish and his children to thrive. Pierce himself is deeply aware of this. He has credited her with giving him wings to fly. In a telling quote, he said, "She has made me the man I am, the actor I am, the father I am. It was a great blessing to have met someone like her." He calls her his North Star, the guiding force that helped him navigate the darkness after losing his first wife. These aren't just romantic words. They are acknowledgments of a profound debt. The heartbreak isn't in the choice itself, but in its unseen nature. The world saw Pierce Brosnan, the resurrected star. They saw the happy family, but they didn't. As the years went on, the cruel side of the public eye turned on Keely. Her body changed, as bodies do, with time and motherhood. The tabloid press was ruthless, publishing paparazzi photos, with mocking headlines and allowing trolls to leave vile comments about her weight. For many couples, this public pressure can be a corrosive force. For Pierce and Keely, it did the opposite. It revealed the true depth of their bond. While Keely maintained a dignified silence, Pierce refused to. He used his massive platform to fight back. When friends allegedly offered to arrange weight loss surgery for Keely, Pierce's response was swift and unwavering. He said, "I strongly love every curve of her body. She is the most beautiful woman in my eyes." He went on to explain, "In the past, I truly loved her for her person, not only for her beauty, and now I'm loving her even more that she is my children's mother, and I am very proud of her, and I always seek to be worthy of her love." Think about the power of those words in a world obsessed with superficiality. Here was one of the most famous men alive, declaring that his wife's value had nothing to do with her dress size. He was publicly honoring the life they had built together, framing her role as a mother as the source of his adoration. His defense of her has been constant. On their 23rd anniversary in August 2024, he posted a collage of photos with the caption, "Happy 23rd anniversary, my darling Keely, my beautiful brown-eyed girl, my north, my south, my east and west, all my love. Should I fall behind, wait for me." This wasn't just a sweet message, it was a public reaffirmation of their partnership. This unwavering support is the other side of Keely's sacrifice. Her choice to support him allowed him to reach incredible heights. In return, he uses the platform she helped him maintain to protect and celebrate her. Theirs is a powerful cycle of mutual support. Their love has endured not just Hollywood pressure, but continued tragedy. In 2013, Pierce's adopted daughter, Charlotte, died from the same disease that had taken her mother. Once again, it was Keely who was his rock, the North Star who helped him through the darkest of hours. The love story of Pierce, Brosnan and Keely Shaye Smith is a powerful reminder that true partnership often involves unseen choices and quiet sacrifices. What do you think is the most important element in a long-lasting relationship? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and if you're moved by tales of enduring love, please consider subscribing to our channel and hitting that notification bell. We have many more powerful stories to share, and you won't want to miss them. So, what did Keely Shaye Smith really give up for Pierce Brosnan? She gave up a version of her future. She stepped off a path that could have led her to become one of the most recognized journalists of her generation. This is the poignant truth at the center of their love story, the reality of the road not taken. But it would be a mistake to frame this simply as a story of regret. Keely's choice wasn't an ending, it was a pivot. By investing her immense talent and strength into her family, she co-authored a different kind of legacy. She raised two successful sons, Dylan and Paris, and continued her vital environmental work, producing and directing films that made a real impact, and she built a partnership so authentic that it has become a beacon. The sacrifice was real, but it was also a conscious investment in a life rich with love and family. Pierce's constant, public adoration proves that her contributions never went unnoticed by the person who mattered most. He sees her, he values her, and he loves her, not in spite of her choices, but because of them. Their story is more than just a Hollywood romance. It's a deeply human story about choice, compromise, and the enduring power of a partnership built on true love. Keely Shaye Smith may have stepped away from one kind of spotlight, but in doing so, she helped create a love story that shines far brighter and will last much longer than any fleeting fame. And that is a legacy worth celebrating.